Hello and good morning. All right, so just oh, oops. All right. So what am I looking at today? I wanted to see longs on the daily chart at first initially from just the daily chart. So let me show. What I said is I would be interested in looking for buys today after the daily chart dropped into an order block and rejected it higher. I want to look for some discount for price to use to go higher unless 930 sends us deep into discount. Um, yes, this is no, I mean like unless this doesn't happen. Unless 930 doesn't. Send us deep in discount. I want to pay attention to for shorts as we are significantly above midnight open in a premium. So basically I'm saying if we do a Judas swing higher, then maybe I think it's overextended and I'd start looking for shorts. But we've seen a Judas swing down to discount this morning. So I want to look for a buy. And I will only be looking for a buy. Um that's it. Yesterday was a little bit, yeah, maybe we'll wait to talk about that. Is it done, the ticker? Almost, I think. So let me go back on here and then see what we're working with. So volume balance would be nice. Is it done? There you go, now it's done. The banner. So let me take that off. Alright, so I mean volume balance that could be nice. Not necessarily wanting it to get down all the way to there, but it could be possible. So I'm gonna mark it as a new week opening gap or new day opening gap, sorry. So 24, 1024. And there you go. We've taken out this low, which is good. I like that we've not. We're inside this hourly for value gap. So there's also 9:45 news that came out, and there's like medium impact news at 10:45. Now I want to look for a nice breaker formation. I don't really trust this as a breaker just yet. Uh, I would like to start seeing higher prices though. I mean, just 5 minute chart. I want some sort of candles. Like what I'm looking for right now is something like this right here, where we have like a nice rejection candle, or like any candle that's like the body isn't too big. It's not like expanding in a direction. It's just kind of like sideways. So then we can use that as an order block and we can overtake it, change the state of delivery. I don't know if I want to get down this candle. So maybe this candle closes, the next candle opens up, goes beneath its open, and that would be like an oversold condition where it's beneath its open. But I want that candle to kind of like when we reach that new day opening gap. So now I'm going to start to think about buying it. We'll go on top step. Let's mark the new day opening gap. So it's basically the PD array we're going to be using. Why isn't it? We'll do the universal value gap then. Well, this is NASDAQ. The micros seem to have reached into its new week opening gap, though, is what it's saying. Yeah, interesting. So the micros did get the new day opening gap. Yeah, but not the futures, the E-mini futures. Interesting. All right. One more midnight open. We have our short-term low. And I need, I'd like to first move this inverse or value gap. Let's buy it here. Mm. Let's try that. But there you go. I don't know if I'm going to take profit here, but this is where I'm probably going to, I want to like, I don't know, probably trail my stop once it passes this area because I do see it going higher, obviously, and I want to see if maybe I can try and hold for more. But the thing is that I took a loss yesterday, alright, so I would be out of drawdown getting it up here, but I don't know, I want to have a nice week, where I make a good amount of money. I mean, I can see it. I would like it to expand rapidly. I guess it depends how quick it gets up here. Let's look at that 5-minute chart. It maybe wants to create an order block really quick. That's nice. I wouldn't really want that to fill, so I'm moving my stop up a little bit. I don't really want to come back and draw down. I want it to be really quick here so that it can use this whole area as a breaker. If it doesn't, then it might seek more discount and only run later. So there are 20 seconds left. We haven't broken this candle yet. And like change the state of delivery on the 5-minute chart. But I don't want to see this candle resist price. I want to see this candle support price. So as price gets into it and starts to close, above some of its like halfway point, 25% point, I want it to be a support and to keep just showing explosiveness in up close candles. Let's take a look at 15-minute chart. Lots of rejection. So I don't want that gap, to show any sort of once it forms. So any sort of resistance, I want to go straight to it. So obviously very bullish right now. So I just wanted to keep up. If it's willing to just keep up and really nicely get up here, I might move up the profit and then move up my stop to see if I can get a little more. I'd like to close out with like 1,000 at least in profit, which would just be 200 ticks. And I'm not going to hold it all the way up here, but there's no way I'm doing that. If it if it gives price to go all the way up there. Okay, now as we come back up here, because we have this little rejection, I want to see price just continue. If it gets back up, makes a new high, I want to see it continue go through the highs. It's not really showing that though. We're back at the entry. Let's see, I got into this play at 52, 10:07. Yeah, so 15 minutes and my stop goes to break even. Taking a while to run. I don't really like it. How it's just like, I don't know. I'm just trying to, I guess, relax and hoping it doesn't go back into drawdown. That's what the 5 minute looks like. From a 5 minute, it doesn't look too bad. It looks like it can still run up higher. And the 15 minute is still about to close, and this is still bullish. The next candle could really nicely expand higher. Yeah. All right, so once we get up here, my stop is going to go to break even. So I don't care what happens now. I am just sitting back. I don't want it to be a short-term high. It gets run out and it comes right back down and starts to go on my stop. I've been in this trade enough, I've experienced enough emotional, I guess I've weathered enough emotional, how do I say, not damage, but that I just want to be done with it if it comes back break even, and maybe I can wait for a better time to enter if it gives a better time. But yeah, I don't really like this rejection. Also, there's 10 o'clock news. That's right. new home sales. I think it was like mid-tier news. So this is why we're seeing a bit of volatility. But I don't think my stop is break even. Hopefully, it can run nicely here. So that 15-second charge, lots of sideways price action, mostly in profit though, which is good. That's right. Oof. I'm not gonna move it that much. I don't know. It's wanting to get up there. It's like stabbing its way up there. What do the regular trading hours look like? Oh dear lord. Oh no, my slower. Alright, I'm gonna get it ready to close it. Unless it wants to quickly get up there. Alright. Well, that's it. It didn't want to stab up there. And I'm just gonna take the what is it called? What do they call it? The low hanging fruit. That's okay. It's fine with me. Man, it would have gotten up there. But so now I'm almost back to new account equity high, but $241 for the week. I shouldn't have taken the second trade yesterday, but this isn't bad. I don't. I'm happy with that, and maybe tomorrow there's going to be another trade too. So this is good. Also, I can get a payout, which I shouldn't be happy about because I'm not going to take a payout. It doesn't make a difference how I trade, or you know, I just I don't know. It's nice, I guess. I would have had that 1,000, and then been up like 400, 500 on the week. I just wanted to hold it for a little longer, but I was very scared of just low hanging fruit getting hit and then it just coming back down into a retracement, especially knowing, like, especially if it would have went back to break even, I would have been devastated. I just know that I would have been devastated. So, with time and I guess, just more confidence, I will be able to hold things for 100 points, 90 points. But, like a year ago, I was doing 12.5 points and 15 points stop loss. This would have been the trade, and I would have taken profit in less than a minute. And I would have been happy as heck. I would have been very happy. But now see, this is what I didn't want to happen. I was very scared of this happening. If I'd be still in a trade and I see this, I would have freaked out. But I just would have had to remind myself what the goal is, what I'm looking for, and all that stuff. But um, you know, the I guess the goal I have is to get to $3,000 of balance. So I'm like halfway there. Then I'll take a payout. Um, and then I have a combine following. So I'll do $1,200 when this passes and I get a new account. Then I'll take a payout on this one, as much as I can, I guess, and then I'll keep trading this one. So yes, maybe that's like one or two more trades, and then I'm at a payout. And the hard thing now is that like all the money I win or lose, it's all money that I can withdraw, and I can send to my bank account, or like half of it, because 50% I can take a payout. I can withdraw half of the profit I make, right? So, um, until I get 30 winning days. So now it's challenging because I know that it's not just like still like a combine sort of thing. Like the money I make and the money I lose is potential money that could have went to my bank account like at that very day. And so it's different. And last time I had a payout, I remember just counting down the days to get there. And today I didn't even think about it. I thought about it after the trade. I remembered like, wait a minute, I can take a payout. And it just hit me after all the trade, but like I was counting down the days before, like, okay, 2 more days, 1 more day, 3 more days. And as soon as I hit that day where I was able to take a payout after the profit, I remember I was so excited. I took the payout immediately as much as I could, and then I from there I blew the account after the payout because I withdrew as much as I could. I didn't have as much of a threshold. Um, it wasn't that I didn't have enough of a threshold. It was still like over $1,000 drawdown, but I took 2 losses in a row and then I couldn't handle myself and I lost the account. But now I'm back and I have the payout ready to be taken. It's just that I guess now it's just a matter of being responsible enough to continue trading without changing anything. Except the only difference is now that the money I make or lose is potential money that could have went to my bank account. And I guess that makes it a little um it's a little scarier maybe. Let me screenshot this. Uh, all right. Now I don't really want to do anything for the rest of the day. I'm probably gonna go play basketball, but I mean I guess I'm gonna look at how the other markets are trading. And again, like this, I want to keep an eye on this because this run didn't not only want to see it get up into premium the fair value gap, but I wanted to see it continue going higher. It's just really not showing that it wants to do that right now. So this might have been like it might have been over for higher prices today. Doesn't look like it's set up to go lower, but I don't know. Yeah, like it can still definitely go higher. I mean, it's still inside that 5 minute. Yeah, Dow Jones candle hasn't broken it yet. It's just a little rough. Like if that inverse fair value gap on the 2 minute doesn't respect, I would want to see a really quick run higher. I guess we can close top step. And let's see the other markets. How are they moving? I didn't look at the S&P this morning, but it looks good actually. Nasdaq definitely looks like it's primed to go higher. Yeah, this doesn't look like it's going to respect. I'd expect another run back up higher. The Dow, okay, the Dow is actually in sync with the S&P and the Nasdaq, so this actually might give a nice run higher. Gold is on its way higher again, which is good because I bought gold last week. And dollar is still insane. This is insane. The bonds are collapsing. Interest rates aren't going to go up anymore. I remember I said at the beginning of the year that the Fed would cut once. I think everybody said this, to be honest, but they would cut once and then they would just stop cutting. And Bitcoin. And this is just crazy. I don't know. JPY has not been fun recently. I started trading JPY and then I don't know, this happened. It was nice back here, but then this happened. It's just like failing, like having a heart attack. Not really much to do. But it is what it is. Did I? Oh, nice. Also nice. Alright. That's it for me. I'm gonna probably get off because I want to go play some basketball. Basketball after winning days are always good. No, actually, hold on. Let me just annotate this chart. So the breaker I'm using is here, right? On the 5-minute chart. Now there's a smaller breaker here. So for just the annotations, I'm going to use that one, right? It looks cleaner. Okay. And then there was this gap here. I also need to remind myself that if this would have lost, it wouldn't have been a big deal. I would have probably made it a big deal, but it wouldn't have been. Find that a lot of the failure I had in the past, and sometimes close to having even today, and it will be always like that. It's just a really fear of that uncertainty component. I was trying to explain trading to somebody last night, and best way I could describe it is going to war with your own mind, but like that uncertainty component, because it's just I don't know if I'm gonna make money that day or if I'm gonna lose money, and because there's some uncertainty to it, it's just scary. And like I find that most of the failure traders come across is just essentially they don't believe in themselves. They don't believe that they can actually be profitable, so they end up doing something stupid. Like I was talking to a friend of mine, and he has a rule where he only takes one loss a session, and he's a forex trader, so he trades different pairs, and sometimes it's like two trades at once or whatever. He takes a loss, he stops. But see, he got stopped on a trade, and then he thought it was premature, and then he tried to short again that same asset, and then like I did yesterday, right? And he said I said, what's the difference between taking a second entry on the losing trade versus just waiting till tomorrow and taking an entry tomorrow? And he says that one is the rules for profitability and one is not. And then he said patience. And the right answer was patience. He was impatient. But then I asked, why do you think you weren't willing to be patient? And he said he wanted to win. And he followed that up with he was attached to the emotion of loss to being a loser. And he followed that up with didn't want to feel like a loser. And he followed up with fear. So really, like all of trading really comes down to fear, like the failure. Is are you scared? Do you not want if you really believe you're gonna win, then if you take a loss, you're just gonna like when I play basketball and I miss a shot, I know the next one's more likely to go in, so I don't stop shooting or I don't think any differently about it. I just keep doing the way I was doing it. If I'm having a bad shooting day, I'll drive more, I'll set people up more, or take my time a little more. And that's just the way it is. But on the court, you know, because I guess it's not monetary, there's less emotion involved. But that's the thing. Like, if you really believe that you can do it, then there's no reason to start gambling and blowing accounts. But most people think that they can do it, but they really don't believe it. And it takes journaling and repetition and obsession over you believing that you can do it for you to actually start doing it. Where you start to see, wow, it's actually not that hard. It's actually, I was making it a lot harder than it should have been. And, you know, when you realize that, it's comforting. It's like revelation. Because, even right now, like, I still struggle. Like, I still sometimes get fearful. When I get fearful, it's just important to journal. It's important to look back and to remember that there's nothing to be scared about. But, so, anyway, the sort of, let me just finish annotating this. Completely forgot. I should have been annotating. Cool. All right. So, yeah, I guess the framework I want to see is higher prices, and that came from first looking at the daily chart. We rejected mean threshold at order block. That's the level I was watching last week. We did not trade back down into it last week. Here, so this week we came one more time beneath the short-term low and rejected higher. So immediately, what I want to see on the daily chart is higher prices, without thinking twice. Okay. Today, I want to see an expansion continuing this rejection after taking out this low. So, if we look at the S&P and the Dow is a little lower, so it seems like the Nasdaq is leading, wanting to go higher, which is usually what happens. Nasdaq is usually the one to lead and others follow. Not always, but most of the time. This year, at least, like I would say 80% of the time at least. It's just having a lot of trouble going up right now. And it seems like we are overextended into this bearish range, it seems a little bit less certain. Like when you go down to lower time frame, I find that I don't really trust it as much. That daily bias of going higher, but from a daily chart, that's what I want to do. And 50% did get traded too. For anyone saying it doesn't get traded too, most of the time, that's crazy. It's crazy, crazy statement. Also, the first hourly candle is an hour and a half long. But yeah, I would not be in this trade still. Like it could still work. It just keeps coming back to the breaker, and it could still work. I just it's like I guess it's a matter of emotion or you know I don't know. I don't like how it keeps coming back. Again, a year ago, I used to be taking trades that were like 12.5 points, even sometimes as small as 10 points, and then a 15-point stop loss, right? So I would be like a 0.83, or I think it was even 12 points. 0.8, or no, it was like 12 and a half. Maybe it was like a 12 point. Eventually, I put it to 12-point stop loss. But most of the time, it was 15-point stop loss. And like I like just being in and out in like less than 3 minutes. That was it was very good. It allowed me to build confidence. And then from there, I started to see more profit, more consistency, because I was more confident. And I was able to start targeting after seeing like 90% win rates and profitability. I was able to start targeting bigger trades less often, cleaner price action. And then yeah. Anyway, so I'm gonna end the stream, and I hope. Well, I don't think anybody watched, but if anybody does watch, I hope you had a good day and you have a good rest of the day wherever you are, and good luck. Stay safe.